My name is Kevin Ragland. I'm going to be helping you out I'm helping out the livestock judging team, and goats is the species that we're working on today. And I know we've got several people from the goat project group or goat area, so we appreciate you being here too. When we start out with this, you're judging the same thing every time. You know, you're basically judging a meat animal in this case, so you're going to judge them just like meat animals. What are some things you look for when you're judging meat animals? Regardless if it's a pig, if it's a sheep, if it's cattle, or goats in this case. What are high-priced cuts? When you go to the supermarket, when you go to buy goat from some other place, what are you looking at to buy? Loin and leg, right? I mean, we call it something different in other species. We may call it ham and hogs, but we still call it loin. We call it, loin or flank or, leg of lamb. But in the species, it's basically the same things. So you're going to be looking for the same basic things as we look at these lambs as meat animals. You're going to see a few distinct differences, though. You want to evaluate them for width of top. You want to be able to try to see if there's some expression of muscling. Besides just looking down the top, what else tells you whether you've got an animal that has any width? The chest, looking at the chest floor, looking at the width between the front legs, looking at the width between the rear legs. If you've got an animal that has a lot of muscle to it, how's it going to walk? Typically kind of stocky. It's going to walk kind of choppy in its nature. It's not going to have these long, thin, nice strides. It's going to be a little bit more choppy in nature. So you'll find that it doesn't move typically as freely as some of those that have a little bit less muscle to them. But we're looking for width of top. We're looking width between the chest floor, width when viewed from behind. Those are really good evidence of muscle. You're going to be looking also for length of side. Now, it's going to be hard. You can feel and see where the ribs end. You may not be able to see it as well as you can feel it, or kind of feel around for those last ribs. We're real interested in loin from here back, but if you just look at length of side, you're going to find the animals that typically have the longer loins as well. So you still want the same things. You want some length of side. You want them to be fairly tall, because if you've got the one we pulled out, if you noticed, it was the smallest of all 6 that were in here. And it's going to be giving up a lot in just body capacity and size. It's not going to have as much length. It's not going to have as much width, so it's not going to have as much value to us. So you want to look for length. Primarily, you're going to look for length in the point of the shoulder, all the way back to the center portion of the leg, or really to the end of the leg, except you don't want to keep in mind when that lamb or ram in this case, or has its rear leg set back. So as we compare them, we want to look for length of side, we want to look for width of top, you want to look for some size and frame.